Hey everyone, and welcome to today's call, which is a mini training on how to turn your passion into a profitable business in 10 steps. So, these are the 10 essential steps that you need to turn whatever you're passionate about into a profitable business, which means you're making consistent money. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Chloe Gold, and I'm a transformational mindset and business coach. And I've been working as a coach for over a decade, and I help aspiring women entrepreneurs as well as established women entrepreneurs really nail their purpose and their USP so that they can truly own their worth and value and charge confidently for their services, because I certainly take a stand for women, really stepping into the most empowered, financially empowered version of themselves, which is so important in business. But I also specialize in really helping women clear out all of the inner blocks that can hold women back. Things to do with self-doubt, lacking in confidence, money blocks, all of these things that can really keep women stuck at a certain set point. And so this is where I weave in all the different other modalities that I'm trained in, such as EFT, otherwise known as tapping or emotional freedom techniques, and NLP, and even I'm a chakra mastery practitioner as well. So I bring all of this into my practice to really dive deep and get to the roots, which is how I love to work with people, because for me, it's all about the deep transformation and also the transformational results. So, welcome to the call, everyone. I'm really excited to do this because if you're missing any of these pieces, this may be the reason why you're not making the money in your business. So, without further ado, let's really dive in. And I want you to, maybe have a pen and paper ready so you can take notes as you go and see what might be some of the steps or the missing pieces in your business that you really need to kind of dial in or zone in on, that you can start to make some positive changes so that you can get your business and life as a whole back in alignment, which is really key to success. All right, so step one is all about making sure that you're choosing the right business for you. So if you have a business idea, or even if you have a business, you really want to ask yourself, is this a business that I'm really truly passionate about? Now, this is important because sometimes people, there are many people that want to start a business, and yet it's the ones that are successful are the ones that they really put their heart and soul into it because it's something that they're really passionate about. Their purpose is really at the heart of their business. So if it's a business that is just to bring in the money that kind of makes financial sense, it's not necessarily going to pull you through the tough times, because starting a business is not easy. You're going to hit some roadblocks. Like, that just comes with the territory. And so knowing this, that you're going to be hitting not just sometimes outer obstacles, but also hitting the inner blocks. So it's got to be a business that really resonates with you at a really core level. So that's step one. And I've worked with people that have come to me before with a totally different business. And very early on, I could see that this was not the business for them. It kind of ticked the boxes financially, or so they thought, but it wasn't something that they were truly passionate about. And, what that means is that we don't then have access to all the brilliant ideas that we can come up with when it really is something that we're passionate about and that's like our little baby, because that's what a business is, especially in the early days. It's like a little baby that needs so much tending to. You're spending so much time and nurturing it that it's got to be something that you really love. So that's number one. Number two is to get really crystal clear on what is your purpose. Now, I do have a 4-step formula, which, I normally take people through in a session. And I'm not going to go through this now, but this is about really getting clear on, what really dialing in on what is the big why behind this? Why you and why this? So you really want to get clear on what is my big why behind this business idea. And it's going to be, again, something that you're passionate about, but it's also going to be something that you have some level of either training or expertise or some kind of qualifications, or it's something that you're working towards. You want to kind of have that sweet spot. It's that point in the middle where it's clear why why you are providing this service, and it's clear why you, probably because of what you've also experienced in your life, um, that when you get clear on your why, like this is really going to be the heart of your business, and you want to be sharing your story with people so that people get, okay, that's why she's the best person to go to for the for whatever their specific problem is, which we'll talk about in a minute. So really getting clear on what is your purpose. Step 3 is you've got to have crystal clarity on where you are and where you want to be. So it's not just all about the vision, but you must have a crystal clear vision that is timed. Let's say a 1-year vision from now. I love to help my clients create a timeline, let's say of 1 year's time, of 3 years' time, 5 years, or 10 years. And the reason why this is so important, and you want to really tap into an inspiring vision, one that really pulls you, is because you need to have an idea of the bigger picture. You want to know what it is that you're really working towards, and your why is going to be embedded in that. So when I work with people to get crystal clear in their vision, it's not just about clear on their business. We're looking at the lifestyle that they want to live, because we want to know whatever business you're creating, it's got to fit in with the lifestyle that you want to live. But you've got to know what that lifestyle is, because it's no point in working towards a business that's going to have you working, let's say, 60 hours a week that doesn't fit in with what you truly value most. So that's the other part of step 3, is that you want to get clear on your vision and values. So step 3 is all about clarity. It's about really getting crystal clear on where you are right now, like where you are in your business, where you are in your lifestyle. And I personally love to use, let's say, a wheel of life, where we really dive deep into all the different areas of someone's life, and we look at where they want to be. And the reason why we want to get clear on the starting point is that's the only way that we can measure it. It's a journey, and before planning any journey, you've got to be clear on where your starting point is, so that you know, okay, I'm here and I need to take these steps in order to get to this vision. So getting clear on really what are my values, what is my dream business, and what is the lifestyle, and how does it all fit together is really important. Step 4 is about creating a roadmap to get from where you are to where you want to be. So you really want to break your vision down into milestones. And I like to call it mapping out your milestones from where you are to where you want to be. Because your vision is going to be often, really tapping into your potential. It may be even bigger than what you thought. And that's the inspiring part of it. That's why you want to have a really strong emotional connection to your vision, so that it really pulls you. It doesn't feel like an effort to take steps towards it. Or if you hit up against a challenge or you have an off day, you remind yourself of this inspiring vision, and it gets you back on track, because there is such an emotional attachment and a big why to that. So you've got to break it down step by step so that you can focus on, let's say, the first 3 months. Otherwise, this can very easily lead to overwhelm, and I see it all the time. And people can actually get lost in their businesses and not know what to focus on next. And that's when it can all get very, very messy. And that's when it can start to impact all the other different areas of your life, such as your mental or emotional well-being or your physical well-being, and everything starts to fall out of balance. And in order to really, leverage your time and energy, you really want to pace yourself, because building a business is, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. There may be times where you will be sprinting in your business and you want to make the most of that energy, but you're in it for the long haul. So it's very important that you do pace yourself, and also stay focused, sometimes just on your next step. Step 5, which I love working with my clients, is you've got to create a schedule that totally 100% supports you in showing up as your best. And it's going to be a schedule that really leverages your time, your energy, and your productivity. The reason for this is that too often I see people, allow their schedules to run them into the ground, and that can totally lead to burnout. And that's actually very common. And not all people know that there are ways that you can actually create time in your schedule, but you need to know how. And this can involve things like prioritization, delegating, knowing how to chunk your days to save time by, focusing on certain tasks at certain times of the day, or putting certain tasks together so that you're really in the zone and you can really go with that energy. But also it's about setting boundaries between, let's say, your work, your home life, and also time just for you. You are the heart of your business, so you need to make sure that your energy levels and your well-being, you're really filling yourself up and nurturing yourself along the way. The journey can absolutely be a fun journey. Like when I work with my clients, I love helping them nail this down, because this is about all setting down the foundations to set yourself up for success, basically. And having things like your morning rituals and your end of weekly celebrations, and all of this together really supports you in being your best and showing up as your best. Okay, and then the next step is you've got to be clear on your niche, your ideal client. So step number 6, get crystal clear on your niche. Why them? This will go back to your big why. This will go back to why you're doing what you're doing. What was it that made you want to start this business in the first place? What is it that you're passionate about? And there will be in your business probably a specific problem that you may be solving that will be an absolute match for the perfect client. So you really want to nail down who is your ideal client. And it starts by sometimes going broad and thinking, okay, who's the target market? Or maybe not, maybe you know exactly who it is. And you want to then create an avatar and really get crystal clear on who is this person that I would so want to help, and why do I want to help them, and what makes me the best person to help them. Because you're going to be using all of this information in your marketing to be able to really reach them. There's a saying that if you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. You're not really communicating. People won't know that it's them that you're speaking to. So you really want to get crystal clear on who you want to help and why. Speak in their language, understand their problems. They want to know that they are heard, that you understand what they're going through, and that you also have the solution. Which then leads to number 7, is what is your service or product or package or program? So I work with a lot of service-based female entrepreneurs, and I love helping them create a dream service or package that is in total alignment, not just for the client, but for them. Because if you are not excited and absolutely loving and so enthusiastic about your product or service and really believe in it 100%, no one else will, right? And this is your, when you're running a business, like this is your life, like this is something that's going to take up so much of your time, that, and especially if it's, a big part of your purpose. So, you really want to get crystal clear on what would be the dream package and how does also it fit in, my lifestyle as well. Because I'll give you an example. So as a coach, I have different programs, and I love my programs. I created a program that I wanted to go on, right? That I felt that was missing. I kind of took different elements of what I've loved of going on other programs, and I really created my own and added on all the missing pieces. And also, I really set out at the beginning of my career 10 years ago when I decided to become a coach and when I started my training is I wanted to be the coach that I always wish I had. So that involved, the way that I love to work with people is I love to give them a lot of my private attention. I think that that's what's missing sometimes is the real one-on-one attention, the real understanding your client inside out and seeing all their blind spots and really seeing them even maybe more than they see themselves so that I can really help them at a deep transformational level. That's how I like to work. So I've created different kind of containers or packages that really work for me. So I've got a 3-month package, 6-month, and a 10-month for the elite mentorship that I do. And I also do one luxury 1-day intensives, which I love because I love that kind of offering, that environment, to be able to give that as a gift, for my client. Obviously they are paying for it, so it is a win-win. That's like a gift for themselves as well. But the perfect match is, the woman who wants to invest in herself at that level, who is ready for the big transformations. But it's not going to fit everybody. And, for some people, it might all be all about, I don't want to do the one-on-one. I want to do the online, and I like to do short programs and something like a 6-week program. So it's really about getting clear on what works for you. And there are unlimited ways that you can create the perfect program for you. And really get creative with it. So I work a lot with clients on this because sometimes they might think that they need to create, let's say, a 3-month program or something like that, when actually what might be more suitable is, let's say, a 3-hour intensive that fits them more. I work with clients and things like this, and it's really about getting to know and understand what is it that lights them up, how do they like to work, and then the right match, the right ideal client will, that will be the perfect fit for them. You've also got to really nail your pricing. So you want to get really crystal clear on being clear on your price points. So that moves us on to the next step, which is pricing and choosing the right business model for you. So pricing and choosing the right business model is everything in your business. Like you nail this and you are setting yourself up for a consistent income in your business. Let's start with pricing. With pricing, the common mistake that I see many female entrepreneurs make is looking, yes, there needs to be a certain element of research or kind of looking around at competitors, but also you need to be in alignment with your pricing. It's got to be something that really feels right for you. And by that, it's going to kind of be a good match for your ideal client as well, because you want to make sure that your ideal clients, your ideal clients will be able to afford you. And that doesn't mean that you have to lower your prices, which is what some people think they have to do. No, it's about being really rock solid and confident in your pricing and attracting the right clients to, that is the perfect fit for that. And so, everybody's at a different place in their wealth consciousness, and it's about whatever you're creating, you want to be matching it with a price that really feels right, that it feels like you're giving a great value for that price, but it feels like this is the right price for what I'm offering. So this will, obviously depend on whether you're creating, you've got a higher offering, a high-end offering rather, or, if it's more less one-on-one time and more online, obviously that will be less expensive. So you want to kind of play around with your pricing and make sure that you are in alignment. So you are rock solid and you're confident that you can, when you share your prices. And you may want to have a few different offerings. I would highly recommend this when you're starting a business. Do not make too many offerings. Maybe start with the one which might be a small offering that may lead to another offering, perhaps a very affordable, moving on to the next level or something like that. But there is another saying that a confused mind doesn't buy. So when you have too many offerings, apart from if you're a lot more established in your business and your clients will want the next level, you want to really keep it simple. So when it gets to the business model, your business model is looking at what are your money goals? You've got to get clear on what your money goals are, because your business model is looking at how you can make this possible. For example, let's say that you wanted to make, um, 6 figures, let's say, in your business. You've got to look at, okay, this is my goal. And then in order to do that, what would I need to do? What kind of packages would I need to be selling? So, just to make it really, really simple, if you had a program that was 2,500, you'd need to sell 4 of those a month, or even less actually, because yeah, work it out. It will be even less than that, right? But let's say that, you don't feel confident to um, sell 2.5K packages. You might want to look at, well, I want my first package to be, let's say, £1,000, or it may even be smaller than that, right? But then you would look at, well, I may need to sell about 8 of those or 10 of those a month. But then you can start to work it out. And if you're not at that level where you feel that I can't do that, you may want to scale back your money goal. Like maybe you're not there yet. If it's, in your first year that you just wanted to make, whatever your goal may be, whether it's 30K or 50K, there is a way that you can figure it out. It's looking at what is my product, how much is it, and how many of those will I need to sell a month in order to hit my money goals. So you've got to choose a business model that's in total alignment with you. And that is a real good fit with your, you look at your packages, you look at your price points, and it's all in alignment. And that really leads to success. So next step is you've got to clear your limiting beliefs. So this is sometimes where female entrepreneurs will hit against their set points. They've got everything lined up, they've laid the foundations, they know where they're going, they've mapped it out, they're clear on their niche, they're clear on their offering, and yet they're not selling. And we are going to move on to marketing in the next bit, right? But before you do the marketing as well, you really want to know, where am I getting stuck? Where am I getting in my own way, basically? What are the limiting beliefs that are keeping me stuck? Let's say, it could be from, marketing or doing networking or being visible or, confidently owning my prices and charging my worth. Because when it comes to the sales calls, sometimes this is, what can really keep women stuck, not feeling confident, all of a sudden, not feeling solid in their pricing. And this can lead to some, I wouldn't say self-sabotaging behaviors, but kind of habits that are not serving you, such as starting to backpedal when it comes to charging confidently for your prices, or the sliding scale rate, right? That can very easily go from, confidently saying, well, it's this, and then sliding all the way back. Which then, that the client won't have as much as well confidence if they see, okay, well, 1 minute it's this price and the next minute it's this price. So you've really got to get clear on your value. But, there can be all kinds of limiting beliefs, and sometimes this can come from past programming, sometimes from the families that we've grown up in, and seeing our parents and seeing them struggle, whatever story people have got going on. Everyone has different stories, and yet it's these kind of limiting stories or beliefs that can keep women stuck at a certain level. And whenever you're moving to your next level, there is going to be another layer of beliefs to break through. And that's just part of the growth. And if you're willing to do the work, it's really important to just be open to clearing up as much of this as possible, which is what I love to help my clients do, because you shift the beliefs and all of a sudden you shift the energy. And women are stepping up in their full power, like really on fire in their businesses, because all of a sudden they've gone from doubting themselves to knowing that they can totally do this, right? And seeing the kind of unlimited possibilities of it as well, which can be very exciting, and it's a different kind of energy to operate from than if you're going tentatively, kind of, toe in, toe out, doubting yourself. So you want to look at, what are the limiting beliefs, and how is this holding me back from really showing up as the vibrant woman and confident female entrepreneur that I know, I am, or it's your next level that you want to become. And lastly, you want to choose either your platform or your marketing strategy that's in total alignment with you. So when I say platform, this could be, social media. If you're starting out, I would highly recommend choosing a platform that you love, that you feel comfortable in, where you can totally own, and start with one to focus on, because social media does take time. And you don't want to totally overwhelm yourself with trying to be, on all of them, and not really have the time to either build relationships or nurture your following. So, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself, because with, running a business, you're going to be wearing different hats. So you've got to as well look at your time and look at how much time would I like to be spending on social media every day, if that's what you choose. But one thing that I wanted to add is that, I built my business not on hardly any social media, but basically through referrals. And that was a way that felt in total alignment with me. And I built a consistent income in my business just through referrals. I am all about the face to face. I love connecting with people in that way. I knew that's the way. So, I did do some networking, and I didn't overly do it either. I joined a networking group. I started networking. I got some clients from that. They had great results. They referred other people. I was on LinkedIn. I did get a few, when I first started, some people who approached me through LinkedIn. And it just snowballed from there. And it was really from this kind of small client base that I started out with that really kind of snowballed out, where they started recommending other people, and then they started recommending other people. So I did intentionally build my business through referrals, because I knew that was a way that just felt really in alignment with me. While I know, though, that my next level is, to totally scale my next, my business to the next level, does mean that I'm going to be, a lot more on social media, but it's step by step. And I just wanted to just share that with you, so that there is another way. It's all about alignment. It's all about alignment. It's all about what feels really good to you. What is the most natural way that you like to market yourself, or you like to connect with people? And that's how I love, why I love to work with people one-on-one, because I love exploring that. We're all different. We've all got different strengths and personalities and skills, and you've got to use what you've got, like how you do things best, and get creative with it. People think it's this way or this way, and there is so much out there about this kind of one size fits all, and I'm really not about the one size fits all. But then, it works for some people, but that's why I like to give that extra service, because I know that each of us is so unique, that I like to provide a service that's really unique, that's going to be a total, you can build your business in whatever way that feels right to you. But sometimes people don't know this as well when they start the business. We're kind of looking out around us of, what is the best way to kind of build a business or scale the business. There is no one right way. It is all about alignment. Believe me. I've done, I tune in, and I really, I am a highly intuitive person. And I've really built my business from listening to my intuition, my gut, and following the next impulse of what feels really good to me. Some might say this is more the feminine way to do business, and I do believe that you need the kind of masculine structures and the feminine way, that feels really authentic to build your business. It's not just all about the masculine structures and, taking action that has to be this, and this. No, you've got to really tune in and have the balance of both. So I hope you found that helpful, and that you've gained a lot from this. It would be really worth you going through each of the steps and just maybe highlighting, okay, maybe this is an area that I need to look at, because this is the process that I take my clients on. And honestly, they have massive shifts. There is, it is by going through the process and laying down the solid foundations and getting clear. And, yes, there are all the business pieces that you want to look at, but it really is such a unique process to you that it's really worth taking the time exploring how would I love to build my business? What would be a really enjoyable way for me to create success in my life? Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Please share in the comments, what you thought of this video. I would love to know. And if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to, get in touch with me either on my social media, on Instagram, Chloe Gold Coach, LinkedIn, or just come and see me. Reach me at chloe@chloegold.com, or my Facebook group, Sassy and Successful, or even on my website. You can just check me out at chloegold.com. Okay, I would love to connect with you, and I also offer a free clarity call, for anyone who is feeling a bit stuck in their business. So this is an opportunity to really look at where you are, where you want to be, really pinpoint what are the blocks that are keeping me stuck, and explore, what is possible for you. Okay, all right, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great week, everybody, and see you soon.